Okay, so this is the internals, and I know it's a bit difficult because of the bad lighting. The light is actually behind me, so I'm gonna try and angle things properly. Yeah. So anyway, this is the priming, the original priming bar, and then if you can see, I cut a notch over here. Yeah, I kinda had to shape it, and then it goes up to a gear, and then this is the actual plunger rod, and the plunger head is over here. So the air output goes up at the back. So that's why they can actually contain so much, such a huge plunger tube. Look. Yeah, I have to stretch my entire finger span. That's a plunger tube. Yep. And it's like a giant night finder. But anyway, so yeah, that's why they could preserve the length of this whole thing, and have a good barrel length. Yeah, the size of it and all, and then hit 100 feet with the original spit wads. I don't know how to do well with darts though, but I gotta try. So anyway, down to my disgustingly elaborate system over here. So okay, please ignore this piece of shit. Throw it away. Doesn't matter anymore. Okay, so this is an L bracket, and this is actually a piece of, I believe it's acrylic. I actually cut it off of a paintbrush. Please don't hate me. This is a paintbrush. And then I cut the top off, and I shaped it up into like a notch. Then I drill a hole through it. As you can see, I'm gonna try and zoom in a bit. Yeah, as you can see, here is a screw with a lot of hot glue, by the way, going up. I actually super glued it down, and I also stuffed the screw through. Okay, now I'm gonna try and get my macro to work, so I'm gonna cut this part. Okay, very good. It's on focus now. It's on macro mode, so if I zoom out, it's gonna be blur, but if I come in, it's gonna be focused. So yeah, please bear with me. This trigger here is loose, is a completely loose piece. As you can see, I cut it down and I shaped it. I actually shaved this part down, and I left this part over here. I'll explain that to you in a while. This is my L bracket. Ignore this piece. I kind of screwed up over here. So yeah, there's a lot of hot glue, but you can see a spring over here. Actually, there's two springs. This is actually the catch spring. It supports the L bracket up, and there's another one over here. Initially, the reason why this whole setup is so messy is because initially I only used this spring over here, and I thought that it was enough to basically work for the catch system, but it proved that the backward motion would still push this down. So in the end, I took out one of the springs over here, and then I found one more spring, and I just hot glued everything down. As you can see, hot glue it all. And yeah, so you have to find a way to create a sort of a corner for as like a leverage or a pivoting point for your L bracket. And then this is just a bunch of screws, a screw with a bunch of washers, and then this is a 1/2 inch PVC stub. So this acts like a trigger, like that, like so. So you push it back. As you can see, you push it back. I don't want to push too hard, if not I'm afraid that this hot glue might give way. I need the top cover to actually support it down. So yeah, this is just a spacer, so that yeah, you can lean over here. Then on this orange piece, I had to actually cut a slot. As you can see, I cut a slot in, and I dremeled this one. It's not on this half, so over on this half, I dremeled this down over here. Please ignore this red piece. I should not have cut a hole over here, but I did. I cut a slot, so I tried to patch it up. So please ignore that. Don't follow my example on that. And basically, this is how it works. So yeah, it's pretty simple. This one comes back and reaches the notch over here. This will, yeah, because it's beveled in such a way, hook on, and then when you squeeze the trigger, this goes down like so. It goes down, and then the whole thing will just snap back. So this is my simple but elaborate, actually it's not elaborate, trigger mech setup. Honestly though, if now that you guys can refer to this, just cut a slot for the trigger, dremel out all the space over here, all the parts of the shell on the inside, so you can fit this stuff inside. That's actually all the work you need to do. The reason why mine is so messy is because I had to go through many trial and errors, and a lot of adjustments, and of course you have to cut this yeah, cut this diagonal shape so that it will not get stuck on this thing over here. Yep, so the trigger will just sit in like so. Yep, that's it for the trigger. So this actually goes in there, and the reason why I did this is so that the trigger would not slip in and out of the screw and the washer. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can come up with something a lot more cleaner than this. Yeah. Alright, welcome back. So yeah, I've actually done even more mods since that demonstration video. The main one being that now the priming bar is auto retractable. As you can tell, it retracts by itself. Let me just show you what I mean. So it retracts by itself. You cannot see the priming bar on the inside. Yep. What I did was I basically bought a kind of like I don't know, it's like a retractable string thingy. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like one of those things that you put your name cards in, and then there's this little clip, and you pull it out and flash your name card and you let it go and it comes back to you. Yep, so that whole thing is inside here, this area, and I hooked it up to the first screw port of the priming bar, therefore it's pulling this way. Yep, and then what else I did was let me get this thing. Yep, I converted it to fire off darts, like so. It's an inline clip. It's not an RCB, it's an inline clip that holds about 3 what's that word, streamline size darts, and up to 6 Stefan darts. And right here is the coupler. Pretty simple idea, straightforward. I kept this part just for cosmetics, and I actually originally used the stock spring, but because of the shear size or the dead space of the whole clip, I was getting pretty sucky ranges, like about 30 to 40 average, and I wasn't too happy about it. I mean, come on, I did so much work and I wasn't looking forward to getting such ranges. So what I did was I actually did a spring replacement, and I would like to say thank you Make It Go for the spring. Make It Go actually sent me this spring to be used in an octoshot, but I didn't really want to because I was happy with the spring strength that I had in my quad shot setup before I turned into an octoshot. And now I found a good use for it, and I'm having difficulties priming it because of the sheer power of that spring, the sheer strength. And now I'm getting about an average of about 60 to 65 feet with each shot, with the whole amount of dead space inside. So now I want to show you the seal. I also improved the seal. What I did was put a smaller O-ring in front of the stock O-ring, and now I'm getting almost 100% air seal. Let me demonstrate it to you. And plug the air release and fire. You can see how the priming bar will travel. Here it goes. It stopped there, and I'm gonna let it go now. Yep. Yeah, it's not much of a, I mean, there's a lot of compressed air simply because of the sheer size and the amount of dead space inside the whole clip. So yep, you have to pardon me, but at least it's 100%. I'm pretty happy with that. And now I'm just going to give you a quick firing demo with the 3 streamlines first. Oh yes, I don't really know the ranges that it would get with streamlines because my range tests were all done with white foam darts, thanks to Atani. You can actually check the darts going through the clip over here, and it's a good way to keep count of how many darts you have left in your clip. And this being an inline clip, I will fire it the same way as you would an RCB. So yeah, lots of dipping. Let's go. Alright, first dart out, second dart out, and the last streamline dart. So there were streamlines, and now I'm going to fire off 6 Stefans. These are white foam Stefans, courtesy of Atani, but too bad he isn't going to make any more darts. He decided to stop dart smithing contracts, and I don't know what the reason is, so I'm sorry those of you who didn't manage to buy darts from him. Good quality darts, by the way. Learn how to make your own, I guess. So now all 6 darts in into the inline clip. Grab the barrel, make sure you get it on right, and here we go. Oops, it hit the tripod. I hope the camera's okay. Last dot. Yep. I'm really happy with this Shadowhawk, modified Shadowhawk, and yeah, I hope that you guys can understand the whole trigger mechanism. It's just based off an L bracket, the same way I did the X Ranger. Yep, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just spend some time dremeling it. I like the plastic. I wish that all or actually the more brittle Nerf blasters were made out of this plastic, like the quad shot and the PAS, because this is really heavy out of the box. Those of you who have never carried a Shadowhawk or never handled one, this is probably one of the heaviest stock blasters I've ever handled. The next heaviest would be something like I think the Power Strike 48. So anyway, yep, that's all for this video. One last look at the modified Shadowhawk, and yeah, go inline. Thanks for watching. Peace.